With The Boys' latest season being out and Homelander acting more sus than ever, a thought crossed my mind. What if the government asked none other than Yujiro Hanma to hunt down Homelander and the Seven? What would happen if the strongest creature alive was to set his sight upon the world's greatest pretenders? This is what we will be answering today on the Fictional Matrix. So in this what if scenario, Yujiro Hanma will be hunting down the Seven from weakest up to the strongest. So can he do it? Let's begin by analyzing each side's stats and see who would come out on top. When it comes to the Seven, the strongest among them being Homelander, Maeve, Noir, and Stormfront, with the weakest of them being Noir, who in his own right is capable of tanking a building explosion point blank with only minor burns, from which he could heal in due time. Going up to the big three, they all scale to a feat we see young Homelander perform, where he no-sells in the explosion of a chemical plant, something which is calculated on those city block levels of power. Someone like Maeve and by proxy Stormfront, who scales directly to her, are right around these city block levels of power based on a feat Maeve performed surviving Soldier Boy's explosions in Season 3 while being badly hurt after battling Homelander. Obviously, above Maeve, you have someone like Homelander himself, aka the strongest super in the entire world, who is shown to, while barely trying, overpowering Maeve, placing him easily above city block levels of power. And if we take into consideration his statements of being above every man-made weapon, which would include nukes, would elevate his power to town to possibly even city levels of attack potency and durability. In terms of speed, the Seven have statements like A-Train being able to supposedly move up to 1,000 miles an hour, which is somewhere around Mach 1.3. You also have Homelander being capable of dodging point-blank gunfire with ease, catching up to planes, casually breaking the sound barrier multiple times. There is also his and probably the best speed feat in the entire series, where Homelander saves Billy Butcher from an explosion, which for him to be able to get Billy and himself out of the house before the explosion could burn Billy would mean that he at least had to be moving at 23.5 times the speed of sound, setting this feat as the fastest non-amped feat in the entire series. And no, I will not be using A-Train's light dodging feats for the same reason I won't be using Baki's quote-unquote light speed jabs. It's just too inconsistent with the rest of the feats and lore in the shows. So, moving along, it is safe to say that Homelander is for now top dog, and with that, you can comfortably scale the other top tier members to those supersonic levels of speed. In the case of Yujiro Hanma, the strongest creature alive, he is one tough monster. The man has made it his mission to prove to everyone he is the most badass being on planet Earth. From walking through bulletproof glass, beating the world's greatest martial arts masters, hunting every of the strongest creatures on Earth, this menace of a man has done it all. He has even tanked lightning straight up. Heck, he once battled a bulletproof elephant that was larger than dinosaurs, and with his bare hands destroyed a creature that the African military could not. Yujiro Hanma is such a beast that in the past, which obviously means he's not in his strongest self, as he is constantly improving, in the past, he was capable of stopping a Category 6 earthquake with a single punch, a feat that has been calculated to town levels of energy, which is consistent with people like Baki and Oliva shaking the entire prison of Arizona with their blows, with these two being shown far below the Ogre at this point in the series. Something even crazier is that Yujiro, similar to Homelander, has been stated to be above every known weapon on Earth, being stated on panel to be above nukes, and that even the entire US military wouldn't be able to stop him. This man's strength is insane, a true menace to society, so strong that by merely flexing his muscles, he can cause entire buildings to quake. As for his speed, Yujiro can easily outpace characters capable of easily dodging bullets. He is much faster than characters like Katsumi, who can create punches that can break past the sound barrier. The Ogre himself can react to lightning, a feat calculated to upwards of massively hypersonic, making him at base a lightning timer. And I do emphasize this base level Yujiro because we all know that whenever he pulls out the demon back, his stats get significantly higher. Okay, so now that we have all the stats, how do I see this going? We begin with the government coming to Yujiro and asking him to please take care of Homelander and his lackeys, to which Yujiro laughs and agrees, only cause he finds this as a way to challenge himself and prove that he is far superior to any man-made super soldiers dressed in Halloween costumes. Yujiro begins his hunt, coming across the Deep. The Deep tries to punch Yujiro only to find out he couldn't even make him flinch. Yujiro then proceeds to take the Deep's face clean off with a single punch, killing him instantly. Yujiro then proceeds to go after his next prey in the form of A-Train, who he mocks after showing him he can easily react to his fastest speed, breaking both his legs with a simple axe kick. Yujiro then takes his life the same way he took the Deep's. Now, with 2 of the 7s dead, Homelander urges Bot to search for clues as to what is going on. He also sends Noir to track down whoever is doing this. Noir, being the stealth detective he is, he finds Yujiro, who was actually waiting for him. The battle ends with Yujiro being disappointed once more in the fact that it only took just 1 blow to finish again. Yujiro begins to grow impatient and decides to go for the big fish straight away. This is where Yujiro meets with Homelander at Bot's main office. They both square up, with Homelander angry, screaming at him, to which Yujiro laughs as the battle begins. At first, they lock arms, Yujiro playing with his food, trying to see the limits of his prey. He quickly sees that Homelander is not like the others. He can finally cut loose, with the ogre dodging Homelander's laser visions with his insane reflexes and prediction. He begins to toy with Homelander, who, while trained, is nothing compared to a man who has mastered every single known martial arts on the planet. The humiliation begins. During this is when Homelander lands a punch only for Yujiro to use Shaori to counter the blow. Homelander, annoyed, screams once more, but Yujiro grows tired and decides to pull out the demon bag. Afterwards, powerful shockwaves are felt through the entire building, with the remaining supers coming in only to see a dead Homelander lying in the floor and an unsatisfied ogre walking towards them, saying, "Playtime isn't over." So yeah, based on the feats presented, the ogre is just too strong and fast for the 7. Only person coming close is Homelander, who is far slower and lacks the skill to properly do damage to the master of violence that the ogre is. The winner of this what-if scenario is none other than Hanma Yujiro. If you like this type of content, be sure to let me know down in the comment section. Please like and subscribe to the Fictional Matrix, and see you all on the next video on the Fictional Matrix. God bless you all.